Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Went today to two of my LCSs and picked up some stuff. Um, went by my first one and picked up some new books here. One, this reprint, Brave and the Bold. I do believe I have that one. And just recently watched somebody, and I can't remember who it was, and I apologize, but they were saying about how in this issue, if you really read it, again, that's where CGC and some of the other people might not do, it actually, they never call themselves the Teen Titans in this book. They also don't have Wonder Girl, and they don't say it until like an issue or two after this one. So again, it is important to read your books because again, CGC and everybody else making comments about stuff being things when technically this would be them getting together, but not actually them actually being the Teen Titans. I also picked up number 3 of Space Ghost. Again, it is that is more the cover I wanted. It has a old school kind of feel to it. Again, this is the third one of that. I don't know. Like I said, I enjoy my more lighthearted kind of feel to Space Ghost, and I'm kind of hoping that eventually it has that feeling. I'm also afraid of the Johnny Quest that they're going to do a darker tone on that too and try to also throw crap in they don't need. So I hate to say sometimes I don't anticipate any new stuff in that way. Now, I picked up these, big Battle of the Planets fan. This is Gotchaman Ken. Ken is known as Mark here in America under Battle of the Planets. And that was my favorite character, so I'm interested to see what they're doing with it, whether they're going to kind of crap it away or what they're going to do with it. I'm hoping that they do well with it. I used to hurry home and I'd watch Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea, the end of it, somewhere around the 2:30 mark. So about 30 minutes in. For a while there, that's the only way I watched Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea because I wouldn't make it home in time from school. And then Battle of the Planets would come on. So these are all under Gotchaman, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it because there's that one, Elector, which to my knowledge was his name in Battle of the Planets, not in actually under this, under Gotchaman. I may be wrong on that. I have to look again, trying to remember, but it is a 1 of 4. I want to say, I'm not sure if Ken's an ongoing one or not. And then this is Gotchaman number 1. So they're all 3 different books. So they've got 3 out right now. Now, I don't know what the push is right now. Whether it's under, it looks like Mad Cave. So they may have picked them up or something. And now they're trying to actually do a whole bunch of them. But if you look here, that's very traditional Battle of the Planets kind of feel. So it looks very much like the animation was. And that's one of my favorite ships right there, the Phoenix. Now, I'm trying to remember what they call it as the Gotchaman ones, but I'm interested to see how they do with this. So I might be reading this one tonight to kind of see what they do with it. Then picked up this Conan, just working on, again, with Conan, my goal is just the ones up to it quits being 50 cents. There might be 1 or 2 60-cent ones there, but as a whole, I'm just trying to stop at 50. That gets me a pretty good chunk of the run. But outside of that, I'm not that worried about it in that sense. So, like I said, 89. Now, this is the Cloak and Dagger one I'm missing. So I picked up number 2 of 4. This is a 4-part miniseries. I do remember it when I was a kid. More of a teenager than a kid, because I want to say it was 82, I think it is. So about in that range. So I would have been, let's see, 14. So still a teenager, but picked up this Flash. I was kind of iffy whether I had that one or not, though, after I grabbed it. So now I picked up some of the Marvel features I need for that part of the run. There is a handful of those missing. This is number 8. A little early, Ant-Man and the Wasp action there. Let me get to... There we go. My apologies, I didn't put them in order. And this one, too. I thought this one's pretty cool. Trying to protect her with a cat. This is back when he had the other kind of suit. And they're doing it. So, again, these are pretty cool. I personally love sort of these. If you look at the Atom, whenever he went off and done some solo stuff and things, I think it's always pretty cool to watch, how they overcome the adversities of actually being that small and, fighting against a cat or, having to make it across town when they don't get to be big again kind of thing. But that worked. That gave me 2 more of these. Also pick this one up. Now, to my knowledge, and I'll have to look it up because she sold it to me at $2 because it wasn't priced. But I do believe this is one of the ones that goes for a lot more out of the Marvel Age ones because it's the Toxic Avengers earlier appearance or actually more first appearance, as well as Nightcat. But my point is I think it is one of the earlier ones with him on the cover this way. So I'm going to look it up after I get done. I'll see. But again, that's why I'm saying it's kind of, and when she said $2, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And even if it's only about $2, it's worth it to me to finish that. I am trying to complete, stuff like that. I'm wanting to do some of those. Also, it says, plus, find out why Wolverine joins Magneto in a space exodus. So, got a lot of stuff going on there. Another one of the Conans I needed. This is number 122. Looks like he's fighting a midget version of himself. But that's number 122. Picked up this one. Another, again, go check one of Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. I was iffy with whether I had that one or not, but it was just kind of like, maybe. But again, a lot of these are just fun. I'm starting to notice that more people in certain places are wanting more money for these now. And they're starting to want more money for the Jimmy Olsens at certain points. So I think people are starting to pay attention that these are really classic in that way. And this is Cloak and Dagger number 1. Now I grabbed this because it's a newsstand of it, and I'm going to switch out my direct for this. Now, I did pick up a direct of 2, and eventually in time I may replace it with a newsstand one. But my purpose behind that is only, more than anything, when people say, oh, newsstand, direct, it doesn't matter. It only in the sense that it does to me that during this time period in my life, almost everything I picked up was off a spinner rack. I didn't, or in the Whitmans, in the bags. Very rarely did I go. By the time this age, I was just now starting to discover, by this age or a year after, me and my best friend found our first real comic store a couple of towns over, close enough to be 45 minutes away. But I remember we went over there, and that was the first time we were exposed to a place with just loaded with comics and he wasn't a spinner rack and everything else. And even though we didn't have tons of money to buy, we did pick up some stuff. But again, some of that stuff was all, quote, newsstand, and less of it was direct, because in the early 80s, a lot of people weren't getting buku amounts of news sometime. In some stores, they just focused on keeping the old ones there, and that's what they were trying to sell. And if they were doing new, we wasn't buying them there new. We were buying them from, the spinner rack. So all my new was still newsstand. So that's kind of the reason why I say. And last but not least is The Adventures of the X-Men, number 5. I'm working on part of putting that little bit of that run together. Again, neat Wolverine down there, climbing up, going after Magneto. You got Magneto controlling the missile launching. You got Jean Grey there. So just kind of interesting. It's this active war. The R is backwards. So, all right, now that was one place, one store. Now the next ones I'm going to show you are a lot of big books, and I got a really good deal, and this is why I went ahead and bought what I did. All right, we're going to start. Now this is the first Doc Samson, Hulk 141. This is one of the ones that I've been wanting to get my hands on. I want his first and second in this right now, and I don't have the second. But I kept seeing the first up there. I had a whole bunch of store credit I've been putting together, and I'd done some trade to add to that. So I've been kind of getting to a point where when I buy it all, it was going to cost me, but only about the cost of one book over a whole bunch of them. And at the time, I just bought every one of them that I could. And I was just kind of done and just said, okay, these are all the ones I wanted. Now, there's less in here, but all of them have more star power if you think of it that way. Here is X-Men number 15, Origin of the Beast. So, again, a low number X-Men in pretty good condition. So, again, big book for me in that sense. In the sense that even though it's not as expensive as one of the other ones I have in here, it definitely is a keeper. It's a big book. X-Men 66. Again, this is the final issue of the original team. Now this is where I think right before they went back, it started the reprints. Which again, I want to get those too. I know right now people still don't appreciate the reprints like they do, where they can still be of decent price. I do have a few of them in that run, and that's number 66. Now this one, of course, is our number 56. It is a Neil Adams cover. Again, this is one of his earlier ones. Beautiful book. Again, when I looked at it, that's all I was like, well, this is what I want. This is one of the ones I want in that list. And him grabbing the logo, going to tear it down. It's really a cool looking book. And again, the 12 Center of the X-Men is a great book. Now, this next one is the big one. In that sense, I did pick up two bigger ones, but the next one's the big one I really was trying to get to, as I did the 100th of the X-Men. Now that book can go as high as $400, $600, something like that. So with all my trades and everything else, all these books come out pretty good. And so it does not hurt me that way. It actually comes out real good. It's worth it. He does have an X-Men 94, which is the second appearance of the X-Men, and he does have a giant size X-Men at his shop, but he wants 1,000 for the giant size, and he wants 400 for the number 94. But I kept thinking, could I save up enough store credit and build up to get that 94 to get that second appearance of them? But again, this is a real cool book. This is an earlier X-Men of the new X-Men appearance. So I really was excited about getting a hold of that one. That's a big one for me in the sense of I was trying to work on, I've got 98, 99, and 101, I think, already. I think I'm missing like 102 or something like that. I think I'm missing just a couple right there. But I'm really wanting to get 100 to almost 200, not quite. As it moves into the 60 cents, I'm kind of just wanting to get the ones I had, but I think I was stopping somewhere around like the 175, 180 kind of mark, somewhere in that. I'm kind of debating where I'm going to stop at, but again, this is one of those ones I kept just eyeballing and I wanted to get my hands on. And the last one is this puppy. Again, Werewolf by Night number 1. This is his first ongoing series. I have number 2, number 6, so I've got a lot of the low ones. So the hardest one, more expensive than this one is the one with Moon Knight. So I think I'll just find eventually a reprint of that one and be done with it, because right now, with as much as they jack up that price on that one, but I did want this one first appearance in his own magazine. So, and that ran for 40 something issues that I can remember. So it did a pretty good run, and more people are paying attention to it. More people are wanting money for these. They're starting to jack those up. But like I said, this book itself goes for a pretty penny if it's in high grade. Even in lower grades, I still got it at a pretty good price. So, and again, with all my trade and other stuff, it actually comes out pretty good. So, what was your favorites? Are you like me? You a big X-Men fan? Are you a Neil Adams fan and enjoyed a little bit of Neil Adams? Or are you an original X-Men? You like them? Which is pretty cool, because that's a good way to go. Are you a Samson fan, like I like? And as an end result, a Hulk fan? Which one is it? Was all of these the real cool ones, or was the ones I picked up at the other shop? Are you a Battle of the Planets fan? Are you a Gatchaman fan? Are you a G-Force? Which one did you actually jump on board on? Or have you ever even heard of them? So, that's my haul. That's everything I picked up today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can give me a thumbs up and maybe make a comment about your favorite book of what I picked up. And I look forward to talking to y'all again. And also, I'll have 2 videos up today. My second one will be some Imaginext me and my daughter opened. That should have already posted already, and I'll be loading this one up right after it. So hopefully you enjoy the show and watch them both. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.